Okay, here we go. Welcome back to Case Closed Anime Review, episode number 71. This one I'm viewing the 973rd episode of the anime. The target is the police traffic department, part 3, and the 1050th Apprentice and Wizard. I will talk about this really cool chapter. First, let's talk about this episode of the anime, which, from what I can tell, adapts the last 3 pages of chapter 1015 and goes through the entirety of chapter 1016. Yeah, adapts an entire full chapter of this episode. Yes, they do this sometimes when they do these arcs like this. They did it also with the Black Bunny Club 3-parter, where in the first part they'll adapt an entire chapter plus a portion of another chapter. And they kind of do this basically following episode. In the last one, they just adapt, like, they finish up one chapter and adapt the entire of another. Yeah, One Piece does the same thing. Well, at least One Piece has got a lot more chapters that have been released, and they do a lot of canon episodes. Not in the case of Case Closed, mind you. No. Mainly, there's a couple reasons why. The fact that, like, after they finish up a canon arc, they just go to a bunch of filler. Because in a way, there's not many chapters that you can do for a set of episodes. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, with this particular chapter right here, going straight to 1016, and of course, this is the most recent chapter that came out, was 1050. That is exactly like 34 chapters. Yeah, that's 34 chapters behind the manga right now. Which means after this arc is concluded, we're probably going to get about 3 months of filler. Right after the next week's episode. Yep. The episode starts off exactly where last week's episode left off. Where we kind of get like a recap, basically, the past couple episodes. And then we go straight into basically the episode itself. Where we see Sato, Takagi, and Santos talking to a woman about some woman's suicide about a week ago. And Sato basically is curious about it. It's like shocked to hear about it. And she's going to hear more. And then the person screams and see that Yumi possibly was murdered. Nope, she has not been murdered at all. Yeah, there's something staged by her and Takagi. There's a slight change here to the manga where Takagi basically is afraid that he might upset Sato about basically his involvement in this. Mainly Poe just recreating the crime scenes, and simply put, they come with the number of 7155 and the fact that what the 2 victims, the lieutenant sergeant the lieutenant was killed in the previous episode, and the sergeant was killed last episode, were pointing at a particular area. Now, the first victim, they thought she was pointing at the swing set. Nope, not a swing set. Turns out she was pointing at a no parking sign. Yes, a no parking sign. And this comes to play basically throughout the episode. It's mentioned a few times. Conan doesn't show up in the episode like halfway through the episode. Yeah, he shows up at the most interesting time. Now pretty much you have all the investigators just basically discussing like what could 7155 be, and of course I think it was Yumi who contacts, I think it was Mamiko, her partner, and Keba's childhood sweetheart, which he doesn't know about until later. Yeah, he eventually finds out. And ask her about certain things she doesn't remember, and then, of course, see the killer. Yeah, he pops up for a couple appearances in the episode. Yeah, he plays a minor role in the story. And then we have Yumi, after talking to Sato, goes back to her car and sees a couple drunks. Now, there's another change here, where... Now, here's the thing. And basically, she's being accosted by these drunks for, basically, they want her to pay a fee, possibly a sexual favor, or possibly money. And then Subaru shows up. Yep, I haven't seen this guy in quite a while. Yeah, he proceeds to knock out one drunk. Now, in the manga, he bashed his head against a freaking car. In the anime, it looked like he just it kind of basically didn't do the show this on screen, because I think for something that might have been appropriate to show on screen, a guy basically whose head is shoved into a car door, like the way that it does here. Yeah, it's very quick. And of course, he claims these are friends of his. They really aren't. And they run away. And of course, Yumi basically thanks them. Tells them basically to keep the nose clean. It's like, sure. And then, of course, it's revealed why Subaru, aka Aki, was actually here. His brother asked him to protect Yumi because he loves Yumi. Yeah, Yumi. In case you now, his brother is Suichi, the the shogi master. Yes, and yeah, this is basically the second appearance in the arc, but I think after this arc he disappears for quite a while after this. I think he doesn't reappear after this until the second most recent arc of the manga. That was the most recent appearance he made in the action manga itself. Yumi, of course, also in her arc as well. Yep. And then, of course, Keba goes to the park and basically goes back. This park was actually the first crime scene, first part of this arc. And Conan shows up. Yeah, what the heck he's been doing throughout this episode is never explained. He just comes there and basically kind of figures out, though, basically thinking back past couple cases, after I got the no parking sign, and basically kind of says, "Oh yeah, like what are you doing this? Like I told Ren that I was going to spend the night at the professor's house." Okay, and he asks Keba to give him a lift. Now, Keba, this is the first time I've seen him do it in the series, where he has himself a Bluetooth. Yes, he answers the phone via one of the. I've seen these things. My dad used to have one of these things, and basically he gave this to my brother because he had no idea how to use this damn thing. Yeah, every time he answered this thing, he kept saying, "Whoops." Yeah, he said it's like every time because he had no idea how to use this damn thing. Nowadays, he has the collar Bluetooth with the earphones, and that's how he talks when he's basically driving. Keba and Conan basically talk about the road signs. In fact, they're similar to English signs. Well, the Japanese and the copy a lot of things from English from the British, anyways. And they're talking for a while, and basically Conan's about to tell Keba something about 7155 when he gets a phone call, and he hears some tap tap tap. Sounds like Morse code. I was thinking about this when I was watching the episode, and it turns out though something shocking happened. Now, Muiki had been seeing the code. It's like, "Hey, can you search my car? A cat was in." He's like, "Okay, I'm allergic to cats." Yeah, she looks to a car with a man who's wearing a surgical mask for some reason. I'm like, "Yeah, he's got allergies. And why does he have the mask for?" No idea. And apparently, he kidnapped her. Yep, he kidnapped her, and the tapping is all from her. And basically, the episode now we see her look like she's been beaten, some bruises on her, and he's basically surprised to see she has two phones on her. I'm sure some police officers might do this, have a work phone and personal phone. And also, one thing I thought was really interesting for the relationship between Keba and Miko, with the relationship of Soviet, is that she looks at Keba's number and she's thinking about contact, but apparently they hadn't contacted each other since the class of Unity, which was first introduced in the series. Yeah, it was actually a standalone episode, mind you. Yeah, it was one of those Metropolis love stories that was a standalone. That was her herself and trying to sweetheart, but he doesn't remember yet. Don't worry, he will. I won't reveal when yet, but you'll probably find out about next week's episode. Yep. Episode overall, really good. Did I mind the change they made to it? Not really, no. I think that showing Takagi walking away from Sato, basically because he might be mad at her for doing the whole faking Yumi death thing. It's pretty understandable because half the time he's afraid of her, basically how angry she can get, the fact that he actually loves her. And cutting out changing the moment where Shudo basically bashed the guy's head, basically bangs it against a car, against Yumi's police car door. Yeah, I think that's perfectly understandable of why they cut that out because all you see is basically him like holding the bottle. He just basically apparently bashes his head against the car door. But it's a minor change. I don't think anybody can basically complain about it, but it's a good episode nonetheless. Now talk about the newest chapter of the manga. Chapter 1050, which I did not know this was going to be the resolution for this case. After only, I think it was just a. Actually, yeah, this makes perfect sense. After only 4 chapters. Yep, 4 chapters. This is The Apprentice and Wizard. Find out the solution of this case. Who is the murderer? Who killed the manager? Is it the model, her sister, the chef? Actually, the makeup artist, basically. Who killed the makeup artist? Is it the model, her sister, her manager, or the chef? Yeah. And some interrogation back and forth. It's like, and basically Conan points out though that he's a skilled chef, knows way in the kitchen, but he would not know a place around the dark. And well, it turns out though that the cake basically they pose a theory that the cake basically that the victim used to take the makeup artist, the cakes were switched in the dark. Yep, good cake with a poison cake. Yeah, and Serena brings up 2 cakes, similar to one, and it turns out the one with the basic tilted strawberry was the poison cake. And the murderer is the manager. Why? Because he really wanted to impress Remy's sister. Yep, that's the reason why he did this. Yep, and trying to use the marker, so on swirls, reveals basically the reasoning why of the glasses thing. And he's something quite shocked. I haven't seen a victim do this. A person who actually, let's just say, now murderers usually break down and basically depressed, and usually this is the first time I've seen in quite a while where he just takes a chair, tries to whack Sarah with it. She protects Conan, and then Rachel just kicks the chair out of his hand and then kicks him right in the head. Yeah, I'm surprised that Conan didn't see her panties in that shot. Yeah, there was a joke in one episode in the manga, which I'm surprised they make an anime. It's like, Conan, did she think? Nope. Ah, they're white. Yep, and then he's arrested. It's like, and of course Sarah's like, you're right. Yeah, I'm fine. And apparently of course then all of a sudden his pill cake disappears. So it brings it, and of course you get a little bit continuation of flashback from previous chapter where right after Mary came back when she was a child, she apparently decided to get the wet clothes, and then revealed that and we see that the reasoning why she was able to get contact with Conan because he claims to be Homer's apprentice. Yeah, and also apparently Mary is coughing, which apparently was a side effect for her version of the pill that turned into a child for some reason. I have no idea why. Yep, he opens up the case and the pill is not there. Conan took the pill and, well, turns out that, well, Rachel knows that, yeah, his mouth is fine. And then basically Sarah says, and this looks like mystery solving really is the best medicine for detectives. And Sarah's like, that bastard. Next issue, Zero's Tea Time. Ooh. Yep, next chapter comes out April 8th. Okay. Looks like they waited too long for the next chapter, which I at least gotta appreciate the fact that it's only going to be 2 weeks. Like, actually, I think it's about 3 weeks until next chapter. Let's take a look and see about this. Yeah, this next chapter will be April 8th. Let's see. April 8th is, let's see, this chapter was released, I think, probably yesterday. April 8th is, let's see, so I released, not bad. I only have to wait 3 weeks next chapter. This is not too long a wait, thank God. Because that's usually been a problem when it comes to case closed chapters. We usually have to wait about a month or 2 before the next chapter comes out. Now it's just 3 weeks. Not bad. Not bad at all. And at least it's a good chapter number. 1,050. What ranking do I give this chapter? A basically 9.5 out of 10. I love this chapter. And who knows? I hope we see Sarah in the next chapter when it comes out. Yeah, I wonder what the case is going to be. Ooh. Oh, I'm going to love it. Now, overall, this case was actually quite interesting for what it was. I mean, if you want to basically span it, basically how much time passed from the first chapter of this little mini arc to the final one in the course of 4 chapters, I'd say a matter of like a couple hours probably passed by since the murder happened. Yeah, I'd say about 2-3 hours. Murder solved pretty quickly, got a good amount of evidence. stuff like that. Yeah, of all people, the manager was the one who killed the hairstylist. Yeah, all to impress the woman he liked, who was the model. Okay, fine. But that was not the most interesting thing. It was the whole thing with Sarah and getting her hands on the pill. Yeah, she might be going after Conan, probably gonna break into the professor's house to get that pill. Who knows? Like, she really wanted to get that pill. Despite the fact she should know, Conan probably tell her, yeah, that pill is temporary. It's not a permanent cure, it's a temporary antidote. Yeah, the reason why it's temporary antidote, because the notes that basically would help and needed to create the antidote, like, one of the files was corrupted because it was not a Black Syndicate computer, because the first computer, the file was destroyed. As for if she can recover her notes, it's possible, but they haven't really done it yet. My guess is the reason why they have, because they probably think, oh yeah, maybe the series ended too soon if the Conan basically finds the cure to his condition that he's had since chapter 1 of the manga, and the anime since episode 1. Yep. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. I don't have any more videos I want to do today. I think tomorrow I have several tomorrow. It will be One Piece, Boruto, My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia review, basically each other manga, Demon Slayer, and probably Inuyasha tomorrow. Basically, hopefully about 5 videos overall tomorrow. Okay. See you next video. Bye.